Star Wars Rebels Episode 6 Empire Day. A really, really great episode that finally gave us at least a couple of answers as to Ezra's backstory. We got to learn a little bit about his parents. They were kind of rebels in their own right. They had like the underground radio broadcasts and stuff. And this was the first episode that ended on their cliffhanger, and it was just like to be continued, and it really shocked me. I was watching, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to fast forward to this next commercial, and it was just like big black screen to be continued. I was literally just shocked. I was like I seriously made that face, and it was just because I was so surprised that it just ended like that on that cliffhanger. But I can't wait to see what answers we're gonna get. I know we aren't gonna get all the answers, and honestly, just because it's television, something crazy will probably happen, and we won't get any answers. We'll get like the smallest little hint, but I'm really hoping we get some really big answers because, of course, Ezra doesn't really know what happened. He said his parents left when he was 7 years old, or they were, kind of taken, really. So, I don't know what to expect from this, but I'm really excited. I don't know if something happened, they were taken, and maybe they were just too good to kind of kill off. That's probably what the Empire thought or something. But I'm really excited to find out these answers. But we're gonna have to wait for next week. And really, in the preview, the whole focus was on the Inquisitor going after Kanan and Ezra. So that has me even more excited for next week's episodes. Like, we're gonna get some really big answers for Ezra's backstory and future story. Really, him possibly going to find his parents, and we're gonna get a super awesome episode with him. I'm assuming by the end, just having like a great show of the Force, and he's gonna like take out the Inquisitor or something, and it's gonna be super epic. So I'm incredibly excited for next week's episode. But I really love this one. It was a great episode. It gave us some backstory on Ezra. We got Empire Day. This episode, excuse me, actually takes place on his birthday and stuff. We got a little bit of use of the Force in this episode where Kanan was trying to teach Ezra, like, everything is connected when you use the Force. Even these little crazy wild cat creatures, they can be crazy now, but if you connect with them using the Force, they're just little cats that meow. So it was really cool. They were starting on that, but of course it led into the main story for the episode, which was us kind of learning about Ezra really in this one. And it was just a good episode. I really enjoyed it. We got to see some stuff with the Empire. I think my favorite thing with the Empire in this episode is that every time there was music, the music was just Darth Vader's theme song. They just made it like really upbeat and stuff, and they had that playing during the TV broadcast, and they were showing Emperor Palpatine, but they had Darth Vader's music playing. And during the parade, it was all Darth Vader's music. It was just like really upbeat and stuff. So I thought that was kind of funny. It was kind of cool, and it's just the Empire in this episode. I really got the sense for the Empire and how much control they have. They're seriously a galactic force that it's almost like a galactic dictatorship when you really think about it. They're this really just evil army that no one really likes, and only like the rich people actually appreciate. And in this episode, it was one of those things where you really get to see, like, even like, you're bad when you throw a parade and people still kind of hate you. Like, that's when you're not exactly the good guys. Like, people hate you at your own parades. So, in this episode, I kind of just got that good sense. Like, it really showed how powerful the Empire really is, and how they throw these giant events. They have Empire Day, where it's like, oh, this is the best thing that's ever happened, but no one really cares. Like, no one in this entire episode that wasn't in the Empire has said anything remotely positive about it. So it was just a really cool show of the Empire and how they aren't great. They're like, of course we know they're bad, but it's always good when you can show it in the world, like how much people really don't like the Empire. So I definitely enjoyed that. We got a really cool chase scene at the end of the episode. That was definitely a really cool part. The best thing, in this episode, though, as far as the action goes, though, was definitely Kanan when he was fighting Callus and he jumped. He did a force jump, and it just looked so cool to me. I had to rewind it. I watched it a couple times, and it just looked amazing. Like, he was, blocking the bullets. I was like, okay, there's no issue. It's not like he's fighting the Inquisitor. So I was like, of course he can take this guy down, no problem. But they're fighting on top of the thing, and he's just reflecting the shots, and he just does like a super jump, and he doesn't look or anything. He just uses the Force, and he just jumps, and it's just like he blocks, he lands, and they just keep going. And that was like the coolest thing to me. It was just like, it's like as soon as he was like putting the lightsaber together, which always looks really cool to me because you don't ever see that. It's just like, here's my lightsaber, it's on, it's off, and it's right there. But with Kanan, it's like he always has the little top, and he puts the top on, and I think that's just, it's kind of his thing, so people can't exactly tell like, hey, that's a lightsaber. But it was so good. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was really cool. Like I said, the episode in general, definitely really sweet. A great show of how the Empire is really seen by everyone in a lot of different regards, in bars, at the parades, and all that stuff. We got to learn about Ezra. We're hopefully going to get some really, really good, complete answers in the next episode. But like I said before, with it kind of being just television, we can all kind of expect it's not going to be the full answers. It's not going to be like, here's all the details and here's exactly where they are. But of course, we're going to get something, and I can't wait to see what it is we get. I don't care if it is the smallest thing, it's going to be something. And not only are we going to get that information, but so will Ezra. So we'll get to see his genuine reaction, like we'd have, like, holy crap, that's what happened. So it'll be really cool just to see that, even if the information is small, when you're living that life, it makes it a huge moment. So that's going to make it a huge moment for the show next week. So I'm excited to see that. Of course, comment below, let me know what you guys thought about this episode, your favorite parts, your least favorite parts. And of course, the big question is, what do you guys think happened to Ezra's parents? Were they just taken? Are they dead or alive? I'm hoping they're alive, and I kind of expect that they are, just so they can have that storyline where, maybe 4 or 5 seasons down the line, they eventually find Ezra's parents and they get to rescue them and stuff. So I think they're alive personally, but I don't really know what to expect. Like, I don't know, of course, we don't know all the facets of the Empire and stuff. So they could have easily just been taken, and instead of being killed like they were meant to be, they proved to be useful. So they're kind of kept as just like those genius prisoners or something. But what do you guys think happened to Ezra's parents? Comment below, let me know, and thanks for watching.